So then guys, the countdown is on. We are 4 months away from Apple's newest iPhone to be introduced into the family, and that is the iPhone Fold, or also known as the iPhone Ultra. And today what I want to do for you guys is I want to tell you a total of 13, you heard me right there, 13 leaks and rumors we've heard about for this brand new foldable iPhone that is coming out from Apple later on this year. And let's get started with leak number 1, and let's talk about the design of this iPhone Fold or the iPhone Ultra. Now, the first thing to get clear here is that Apple are looking to make kind of a book-style design kind of foldable as their first one, not a kind of flip phone out there. So having it as kind of a book design, something what's unique about Apple, what they're going to change it to, it's not going to be like a book design full-on one like what you get with, say, a Samsung, Galaxy kind of Fold, or, other kind of companies out there. It's going to be more kind of like a wallet kind of design. It's going to be a much more flatter kind of design that we are going to get with this. So this is going to be very different to what a lot of people are expecting to see. A lot of people are expecting it to have a big screen on the front and a giant screen on the inside. This is not going to be the case here. It's going to be more of a flatter design. So that is the first thing to be aware of here. And that actually leads me on to leak number 2, and that is all to do with the screen sizes. Because we're getting that kind of wallet kind of design that's going to be a bit different with the iPhone Ultra this time, the actual outer screen of this actual device right here is actually only going to be 5.3 inches, and that's very close to like what we used to have, like say with the iPhone mini kind of display here, except for obviously it's going to be wider. But on the actual inside in here, it's actually going to be a 7.8 inch display on the actual inside of this phone. So again, something very, very different, because a lot of other kind of manufacturers out there, the actual outer screen is kind of like about 6.5 inches or something like this. They're not even in the 5-inch territory, and on the inside of the actual display we're actually kind of creeping into sort of 8-inch kind of territory. So this is going to be very different to the approach that Apple are going to be doing here with this for the actual screen sizes. But then after this, for leak number 3, and that's also to do with the crease, what's going to be on the inside of this display. We've been told it's going to be a completely crease-free foldable phone, and this is one of the big reasons why Apple are late to the party here in joining the foldable phones out there. They didn't want their actual products to have creases in them whatsoever, so they found a way to completely get rid of the crease. It's completely crease-free. So this is going to be really good, especially if you shine your phone into the light swing, so you won't see the crease, and also when you actually use your phone you won't actually feel that crease too. And funny enough, that also does lead me on to leak number 4, and that's all to do with the actual hinge here, what's going to actually operate all of this kind of crease-free technology. It's actually going to be known as something as a liquid hinge. Now what this actually means, we don't actually know how this is actually going to fully operate, but we know that Apple put a patent in for it, and that this is going to be the way how this actual design of this phone, how it's going to open and close, that this is how Apple have managed to manufacture this to actually have this completely crease-free kind of, screen in here. It's going to be a completely kind of different hinge to what a lot of other manufacturers out there are using for their foldable phones. But then after this, let's talk about the colors of the iPhone Ultra. And that is what we've been told for the colors. There's only going to be 2 options available. More than likely, it's going to be kind of a space gray or silver kind of color. And the other option is going to be like a space black kind of color. So think very similar to the kind of colors we get with the MacBook Pro right now. We get the silver color, and we also get the space black. Or before that, we used to have the silver and also the space gray color. And it's more than likely these are the colors that Apple are going to apply for the iPhone Ultra this time around. But then after this, let's now talk about the 6-bit upgrade, and this is what chip is going to go inside of this phone. Well, we've been told that more than likely the chip that's going to go in this is going to be the new A20 Pro. And why this is a significant thing to talk about is that the A20 Pro is actually made on the 2nm process this time. This means all the resistors, transistors, and all that are going to be compressed even closer together. And this will give us even better efficiencies this time around, and also it allows the actual phone to be pushed further in performance. It's a nice big generational kind of leak if Apple take advantage of it. So this is going to be really exciting to see what Apple can do with this. Especially, I'm quite excited that the phone's quite powerful enough anyway, even with the A19 Pro we have right now, but to get even better battery life, this is going to be something really exciting to see with this new iPhone Ultra. But then after this, for the 7th big leak we've heard about, is that we're also going to be getting the new N1, what came out last year, the Network 1 chip, or a new Network 2 chip. Again, this is for Wi-Fi connectivity. We're going to get the N1 chip, what will give us the likes of, Wi-Fi 7, also a Bluetooth 6 kind of speeds there. This is going to be really, really good to hear. Or we could have the N2, it could be a more efficient version of this chip. It's unlikely at this stage that we're actually going to get Wi-Fi 8 chip, because Wi-Fi 8 is still quite early days here. So, the earliest we're probably going to see that is probably the next generation of the iPhone Fold. So yeah, don't expect it this time around, but this is really, really good that we're probably going to get this chip put inside. But that also does lead me on to the 8th link, and that's also the communication chip. We've been told we're going to get a C2 chip put inside, or a C2X chip. And the great thing about this is that, again, it's going to be Apple's own modem for connectivity. But one of the big advantages of this chip is that we've also heard it's going to have satellite connectivity this time around. So this means if you're out and about in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the jungle, the middle of a desert, or something like this, anywhere in the world, you could potentially still get connectivity to the internet. Don't expect that you'll be able to, download 4K videos. You'd probably be able to watch, say, videos at 720p or maybe a bit less. You'd be able to stream music. You'd be able to send, pictures and, minor video files over that. We're just not there yet, obviously, getting full speed, but it does definitely mean that we can be connected to the internet. Web browsing and things like this is probably not going to be an issue with this. So this is going to be really exciting for Apple to develop and for us to see. But so then, guys, before we jump back into the video, I want to talk about something that honestly feels like the internet is slowly changing for the worse. A few years ago, you could buy a new iPhone, a MacBook or iPad, download the apps you wanted, create an account, and that was pretty much it. But now, more and more websites and apps want personal information from you just to let you in. And with things like age verification laws now appearing in places like the UK, Apple's even started asking for ID or face verification for access to some apps people have been already using for years. The problem is, once that information is handed over, you lose control of it. It gets stored somewhere, potentially shared around, and eventually there's always the risk of leaks or hacks. That's why I started looking more seriously into online privacy, and one thing I've been using recently is Obscura VPN. Now, this just isn't another VPN app making generic promises. Traditional VPNs can actually see both your identity and browsing history. Obscura is designed differently because it physically, cryptographically cannot link who you are with your internet activity. And honestly, using this across my Apple devices has been incredibly simple. I've got it running on my MacBook, my iPhone, and my iPad. And one thing I've really noticed is it works where a lot of other VPNs simply fail or get blocked. Another cool thing is that Obscura is fully open source. So if you're getting into tech or privacy, people can actually inspect the code and servers themselves. Nothing hidden behind closed doors. For me personally, it just brings back that feeling of using the internet more privately again, instead of constantly feeling like every platform is trying to collect something from you. So if you want to check it out, go to obscura.com/Matt and get 25% off a subscription, or use Matt at checkout. You don't even need to connect a personal email address to your account either. Obscura is available right now on Mac and iPhone, with Android and more platforms coming soon. And as always, the link is down below in the description. Plus, you've probably been seeing it right now if you want to scan it via the QR code. So moving on from this then, the next thing I want to talk to you guys about is the actual battery size and the size. So obviously we've talked about the A20 Pro. We've also talked about the N1 or the N2, the C2 or the C2X, what's going to obviously help massively with battery life. It will make a huge contribution, but the actual battery capacity, it's most likely that this phone is going to hold one between about 5,300 to about 5,500 milliamps. That is what we've been told here, and this is going to be quite impressive. What you've got to remember is that the likes of, say, an iPhone Air right now, obviously it's very similar to like what we're going to get with this iPhone Ultra, in that it actually has its own custom network chip, its own custom communication chip, and also the A19 Pro, and yet the battery life on paper matches the likes of the iPhone 16 Pro, what came out the year before. So you can imagine with this, I'm going to be expecting, say, the battery life of this is probably going to be on par with something like the iPhone 17 Pro Max that we have right now, or somewhere between the iPhone 17 Pro and the iPhone 17 Pro Max. So for this, for a foldable, it's going to be quite impressive to see. Obviously, I'm going to say the iPhone 18 Pro Max has probably got better battery life than this, because obviously it doesn't have to operate two screens. But obviously, for what it is, you know, to sit between that kind of range, it's still going to be very impressive, especially that's the generation that we're sitting on right now. But then for the 10th big leak we've heard about, this is all to do with the cameras on this phone. In total, we've been told we're going to have 4 cameras on this phone. We're going to have one on the outer screen on the very front when it's folded. There's also going to be one when you open up the actual iPhone on the inner screen, and then on the rear we're also going to have 2 cameras there. Most likely the 2 kind of screen ones, they're going to probably be about 18 megapixel, 24 megapixel ones, very similar to what we have right now with the iPhone 17 and the iPhone Air range. But then on the rear, the actual cameras are going to be very similar to what we have with, say, the iPhone 17 regular or normal at the moment. This will be a 48 megapixel ultra wide and a 48 megapixel wide camera. But we have been hearing that more than likely that regular camera, the zoom capability is going to be pushed even further. As you know, right now, Apple advertised that you can do a 2x zoom at kind of a 12 megapixel kind of range, but it looks like this could be actually pushed even further. We could actually get a 3x zoom ability, and that we would have completely lossless kind of, you know, photos out there. You won't be able to tell it's kind of a digital zoom. This is what Apple are probably going to do with this. So this is going to probably really help out with the actual main sensor for zooming up. Obviously, it doesn't have the telephoto zoom like a Pro phone, but obviously, you know, to fit all of this into this phone, this is what Apple decided to sacrifice on this phone. And talk about sacrifices for leak number 11, we're not actually going to get Face ID. What we're actually going to get is the return of Touch ID put onto this iPhone Ultra. And this kind of makes sense because obviously it is a foldable phone, because otherwise we'd have to have kind of like 2 Face IDs, one on the outer display, one on the inner display. So it just makes sense to actually put Touch ID on the side of this phone. It's going to be very similar to the Touch ID we get on the regular iPad, the iPad Air, the iPad Mini, something like that. It's going to be on the main power button, and this is how you'll be able to authenticate yourself to actually get into this phone. So Touch ID is returning back to the iPhone Ultra, and more than likely it's not going to have Face ID with it. But then after that, for leak number 12, what we've been told about for the price range is that this phone is going to be the most expensive iPhone out there. And to be honest, this is no surprise. We were expecting this, and we've heard already that leaks and rumors are saying that it could start around about, say, $1,900 to about $2,300 at the starting price. And this is most likely you'd get the 256 gigabyte version with this as the baseline storage. This is what you're going to get. But we also have been hearing that we're going to get higher specs with that higher storage amount. We're probably going to get a 512 and the 1 terabyte option with this phone too. Probably not the 2 terabyte, because obviously this phone's not been designed for full-on video capture. That's what kind of that Pro phone's for out there, and that's why it has that kind of 2 terabyte. That's what Apple aim at. But overall, it's probably going to have those 3 storage options, and just don't be surprised that the cost is going to probably start near the 2,000 mark or just over that for a foldable iPhone from Apple. But then finally, for the 13th leak that we've heard about, and that's the actual launch time of this phone. More than likely, the phone is going to be announced in September time this year, 2026. However, one thing to go alongside that is that we've also been told that there is the potential it could actually be coming out maybe a month or 2 later on. It might still come out in September time, the kind of end September in our hands, but it could also be pushed out to October or even early November time. Now, we have had this in the past. For example, we had this with the, say, the iPhone 12 models. We had something like this, a weird launch. And then also when we had the iPhone 10, you know, 10 years ago almost, that we had something very similar happen there. We had the iPhone 8 and the iPhone 8 Plus come out, and then it was about a month or so later we actually had the iPhone 10 actually come out. And Apple could be doing the same thing here. We could get the iPhone 18 Pro models first of all, and then the iPhone Ultra could come out about a month later on after that. So just be aware of that one too. But really, guys, that is the latest and greatest we have on the iPhone Ultra. Are you excited for it? Are you going to get one when it does come out? Well, let me know in the comments below. On that note as well, guys, it's time to wrap up the video too. So if you have enjoyed watching it, please do press the like button. As always, if you want to hear the latest Apple news, reviews and comparisons, make sure you subscribe to the channel and also hit that notification bell too. Until next time, guys, I'll see you really soon. Take care. Bye bye.